traveling back in time 50 million years is possible today. Welcome to Rock Key Coral Reef. Rock Key is a popular coral reef located 6 miles south of Key West, where branching corals flourish in the shallow water of the coral reef crest. This is home to one of North America's only living coral reefs. The shallow coral reefs in the Florida Keys span a distance of 220 miles. This is part of the third largest barrier reef system in the world. Corals grow in clean, clear, nutrient-free water that is between 68 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. This limits their growth to the latitude of 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south of the equator, near the equatorial belt. Sunlight plays a major role in the life and development of coral reefs. Most corals grow in water that is less than 50 feet deep. Corals were one of the first life forms on Earth. They have existed on the planet for over 500 million years. Rock Key, near Key West, has been growing in its current location for approximately 5,000 years. Many of the large coral formations on this reef were alive long before the Americas were discovered by Europeans. Corals had evolved to their current state of biological diversity over 50 million years ago. Coral reefs are home to almost 1/4 of all marine species. This includes over 4,000 species of fish and 700 species of coral. Well over 1 million species of plants and animals are part of coral reef ecosystems. Fossils of fish and coral that were alive 50 million years ago look very similar to what is seen on a reef today. This 50-million-year-old fossil of a tang was discovered in the Italian mountains. They look just like the tangs we see on the reef today. Diving or snorkeling on a coral reef is the same as traveling back in time 50 million years. Corals are generally classified as soft or hard. Soft corals are non-reef building corals and look like plants. Hard corals look like colorful rocks and are considered to be reef builders. There are several types of hard corals. Branching coral, boulder coral, mountainous coral, plate coral. Hard corals appear to be brilliantly colored rocks, but are actually colonies of tiny living animals called coral polyps. The bodies of coral polyps are transparent jelly-like tubes that have a mouth on one end that is surrounded by stinging tentacles. Polyps turn carbon dioxide into limestone and build internal skeletal houses that they retract into for protection. Years and years of these houses, built one upon another, form a colony. Only the surface of the formation is living. Zooplankton are tiny floating animals, and phytoplankton are small free-floating aquatic plants. Both are found in the oceans. The tentacles capture these small morsels of food and pass them into the mouth of the polyp. This method of collecting food supplies the coral with about 10% of its diet. The body of the polyp surrounds the digestive cavity. The living tissue is made up of 2 transparent layers that have a gelatinous material between them. The bottom layers are interconnected, enabling them to share food. Polyps can also share infections. A mucus covering protects the coral colony that is easily penetrated by the nick of a fin or by the drop of an anchor, which can lead to an infection that can spread throughout the entire colony. One of the most amazing things about the coral polyp is the symbiotic relationship they have with a one-celled algae called zooxanthellae. These algae, which are like tiny plants, exist in great numbers and are embedded in the coral's inner tissue. Zooxanthellae perform many of the vital functions necessary for the coral's survival. Corals cannot live without this plant in their tissue. The sun's energy, along with the coral's waste products, nutrients, and carbon dioxide, keep the algae alive. In return, zooxanthellae absorbed energy from the sun. This energy is transformed into sugar and is absorbed by the coral. This is the coral's main source of food. Zooxanthellae also add color to the transparent coral tissue. And to soft corals. There are many types of soft corals: sea whips, sea feathers, sea rods, and sea fans, just to name a few. Soft corals filter the ocean for food and can only be as healthy as the water that passes over them. They do not have hard internal skeletons and are often mistaken for plants because of their flexible appearance. All soft corals are comprised of a material called gregonin, which is similar to our hair and fingernails. Soft corals often have hard exterior skeletons that are not necessarily as soft as their name suggests. Coral reefs are cities under the sea. Everything on the reef works in harmony. Coral reefs are the most biological diverse marine ecosystems on the Earth. Coral reefs supply a major source of food for every island in the Pacific and in the Caribbean Sea. Coral reefs have provided man with economic gain through fisheries, tourism, and pharmaceutical discoveries. Coral reefs around the world are disappearing rapidly because of mankind's negative impact to the planet. Coral reefs are the largest living structures on the planet. Coral reefs are so impressive that they are the only living structures on the planet visible from outer space. They are beautiful. They are alive. They are complex. They are delicate. They are endangered. But together, we can save our coral reefs.